also known as MYA Yoga London. Today we'll be working through a beginner's flow. So this is great if you are brand new to yoga and you want to try out a few gentle stretches. If you like the video, I would be really grateful if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel and spread the word. It would mean so much to me. So let's begin. Let's come down to a comfortable seated position. This may be sitting on your heels or it may be crossing your legs. If you find your back starts to round quite a lot in this position, grab a block, place it underneath the sit bones, and this should hopefully lengthen your body, allow the knees to come lower down than the hips, and hopefully you feel a bit more comfortable. I'm going to take the hands to the tops of the thighs wherever you are, and we're closing down the eyes. Let's take a few minutes to draw awareness inward. Start to deepen your inhales and exhales. Noticing where that breath flows in the body. Noticing the slight movements of your body as you breathe in and breathe out. Start to think about full body awareness. Noticing your little finger on your right hand, your left earlobe, your right thigh. Just notice these parts of your body. And not to attach anything to them, but just to teach yourself how to feel your body, how to draw that awareness inward, into the mind, into the body. And start to blink your eyes open, joining me in the room. If you feel a little bit uncomfortable already, just wiggle your legs around, maybe changing to the other seated position. And from here, we're taking the left hand onto the outside of the right knee. We're taking the right fingertips behind us. As you inhale, find a lift in your spine, and as you exhale, twist towards the side. We're keeping our head in line with our chest, so we're not looking behind us. Inhale for one more, and exhale. Coming back to center, we're switching round to the other side. Right hand on the outside of the left knee, left fingertips behind. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twisting. One more breath here. And then coming back to center. Start to take the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. And then roll the shoulders back. Shoulder blades are coming towards each other. One more time. Then you feel maybe that you feel a little bit wider and a bit more space across your chest. Take the right fingertips down onto the mat next to you. Lift the left arm all the way up. Staying here at a 12 o'clock position, feeling the stretch on the side body. And if you like, you might want to stretch a little deeper to the other side. but we're keeping both sit bones on the mat, so we're not lifting up, and the left glute, the left butt isn't lifted off the mat here. If you're comfortable here, maybe start to rotate the chest a little, gazing underneath the arm. Coming back to center, switching onto the other side, we're lifting the right arm all the way up to 12 o'clock. Option to stay here, reaching through the arm, feeling the stretch on the side body, or option to deepen the stretch over to the left hand side. Keep with your deep inhales and exhales, and maybe start to gaze underneath the right arm. And we're coming back to center. Take the hands in front of you, interlace the fingers. We're pressing the palms away from us. Feel the stretch along the arms, all the way from the wrists to the shoulders. And we're taking them so that the palms face us, and we're doing that press again. So knuckles are away from us. We're going to start to feel it slightly differently. A little bit of a stretch on the outer shoulders. Coming back. Few wrist circles, clockwise and anti-clockwise. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. So here the knees are underneath the hips and the wrists are underneath the shoulders. We have a neutral spine, not too much of an arch, not too much of a rounding. Give a little tap to the mat with the tops of your toes, your tops of your feet. We're going to work through a couple pelvic tilts, sometimes called cat-cow. On the inhale, the tummy comes down, slight arch in the back, chest comes through the arms, chin comes up. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, lifting the chest, lifting the belly. Inhale, tummy comes down, chest comes forward, chin comes up. Exhale, tucking the chin, lifting the chest, lifting the belly, press through the palms, press through the tops of the feet. Move through 2 more breath counts in your own time. And maybe the movements are really exaggerated, or maybe they're ever so slight. Just work with what feels comfortable, and always have a little experiment. And if it doesn't work for you, go back to the one that does. We're coming back to tabletop here. And start to take a few circles with the hips. Just really small circles, clockwise. Then once you've done a few, do anti-clockwise. And then maybe these start to get bigger and wider. And the heels come almost all the way back to the heels. Go the other way. Just waking up the hips. Coming back to a neutral spine. From here, tuck the right toes, lengthen the right leg, so you can draw the right leg down the mat. Start pressing through the heels, and maybe moving forward and back on those toes. So make sure all 5 toes are tucked. And then start pressing through the heels, press through the palms, feel the stretch on the hamstrings, and taking a few moments here. Then bring the right knee down, moving to the other side, tuck the left toes, lengthen out the left leg. Start moving on the back toes, moving forward, moving back. And then start pressing through that back heel. Engage the legs slightly, press through the palms. Deep breaths, and then come back to seated. And then lower down the left knee. Press the heels or the hips back to the heels, coming to sitting on the heels if that's comfortable. Taking a few moments. Then coming back to tabletop. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Start to walk the palms forward. We're bringing our forehead down to the mat, but we're keeping our hips stacked above our knees. This feels really tight on the shoulders. Bring the hands as wide as the mat. Open up that space for the shoulders. And breathe here. If you feel really open, you can take the chin to the mat. Otherwise, keep the forehead on the mat. And start to walk the hands up. Coming into tabletop, we're taking the knees as wide as the mat, big toes come together. Press the sit bones back towards the heels. And we're bringing the forehead down once again to the mat, into child's pose. 2 big breaths here. Start to walk the hands up. Coming onto tabletop, back to tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the knees up off the ground, send the sit bones back towards the sky, coming into downward dog. Imagine an upside down V. Keep it moving, bend the knees. You may feel very tight in your hamstrings. We're pressing through the palms, lifting the sit bones up towards the sky. Start to walk the hands towards the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to get the palms to the mat. Grab opposite elbows and allow the head to be heavy and hang. Start to rock from side to side, keeping a micro bend in the knees to allow the lower back to release. A few deep breaths here. Then unwind the hands, start peeling the spine up slowly, stacking each vertebrae on top of one another until the head comes up. And we're standing. Give yourself a little shake out, a little wiggle. Great work, guys. We're up. Come to stand at the top of your mat. And I'm going to show you from this side. So our feet are hip distance apart. So a fist could fit in between our feet. Come high on the tiptoes and then a little bit back on the heels. Come to the sides, find something that feels grounded for you today. And from here, slight engagement of the belly, lengthening of the tailbone. We're standing here with our hands either side of the body. On our next inhale, we're lifting the arms all the way up. We're gazing up. Exhale, coming down to the side of the body. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the arms up above, gaze up. Exhale, they come down. We're still engaging our core, still long tailbone. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, down. Good work. At the top of your mat, let's take this a little bit further. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, palms come down to the mat, bend the knees. Inhale, hands come to shins, lengthen the spine. Lengthen the legs. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, head is heavy. Root through the feet, lift the arms all the way up, gaze up. We're going straight back down. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands to the mat, bend the knees. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees, head is heavy. Root through the feet, you're lifting the arms all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Nice work. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward, palms come to the mat, bend your knees. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees, head is heavy. Ground through your feet, lift yourself all the way up. Arms are above the head, gaze up. We're coming straight back down, palms to the mat, bend the knees. On your next inhale, lift the hands to the shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, bend the knees, root through the feet as you lift yourself all the way up. Hands come to heart center. So take a few moments to lengthen your breath, lengthen your inhales, lengthen your exhales. Keep the hands at heart center, press the thumbs into the sternum. Slight engagement of the core, lengthening the tailbone. Step the right foot back. Hands come to hips. We're bending into the front knee. Maybe take that stance a little wider into a high lunge. So we're high on the back toes. Coax the hips in so that they're level. Both hip bones facing forward. Bend into the knee. Option to stay here, or you can follow me. We've got a couple of options here. We can lift the arms up above the head, keeping the arms next to the ears. We can bend our back knee a little, keeping the hips facing forward. And from here we can stay here or lift our arms above our head. Staying here for 3 breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We're opening up wide the arms and we're grounding the back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. We're still bent in our front knee and maybe the front heel lines up to the inner arch of the back foot, or maybe it's heel to heel alignment. Arms are coming wide, parallel to the mat, and we're in warrior 2. So we're taking a few moments here. If you find yourself coming a little far forward, coax yourself back to a neutral place. If you want a bit more of a challenge, bending deep into that front knee, but make sure the knee doesn't go too far forward over the ankle. One more breath here. Then take the hands to the hips, lengthen out that front leg. We're twisting over to the other side. So the right foot comes to face the back of the mat and we're bending into the knee. The left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat and hands are coming up into warrior 2. Again, have a little play if you like of how the hips feel and find them in a neutral place. So nothing is too extreme in any direction. Keep that bend in the front knee. And we're gazing over the front middle finger. So this time it's the right middle finger. Then we're taking our hands to the hips and we're coming onto the tiptoes of that back foot, twisting the hips to face the back of the mat. And we're back into a high lunge. Our options again to either keep the front knee deep or maybe it's just a small bend, bending the back knee or keeping it straight and having the hands up high or keeping them on the hips. option you choose, we're taking a couple breaths here. Keep a light engagement in the tummy, lengthen the spine. We're not arching. One more breath. Then we're taking the hands either side. We're twizzling round to face the front, to face the long edge of the mat. And then we're twizzling round to face the front. And we're stepping it forward. Feet are at the front of the mat. Hands at either side of the body, and we're back in mountain pose. Breathing here, gazing forward. Awesome work, guys.